Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Sebastian, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamers Pro Show. We'll cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we'll give you guys a fresh perspective on things. And I always admit, today we have a very serious show for you guys. Before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and sub to the channel. Be sure to follow me on Instagram. My handle is CTABANZ. So this morning I came across an article that was frankly unexpected. And it was an article that had to do with what's going on at ESPN First Take. And it said this is from The Sun. It says, new look. First Take and Pat McAfee show involved in major broadcasting changes by ESPN just days before NFL season. So the first thought that came to my mind after reading that title, I'm like, okay, what's going on here? Why? Because these are some of the biggest shows on the network. As you guys know, Pat McAfee used to be in an independent space. Then he ended up signing what was, I believe, an $80+ million deal with ESPN, which was a huge deal, where he brought his show to ESPN in the afternoon, and it was a live show, and I think they're allowed to curse on there. I've never seen the Pat McAfee show live on ESPN, but apparently he can curse on there, if I'm not mistaken. And you know, that was some very, very big news. And then after that, we heard that Stephen A. Smith, rumors were that he wanted to be the highest paid analyst at ESPN, and he wasn't so fond of ESPN giving Pat McAfee this huge deal. And as a matter of fact, given the fact that Pat McAfee was able to garner such a deal from the network is one of the things that really prompted him to start his own network, because he saw, his own podcast, because he saw the kind of money that people were making in podcasting. And some people make a lot of money in podcasting. Let's not get it twisted. A lot don't, but very few out there, those guys do. And so that kind of inspired him to do so. And then ultimately he landed his $100 million deal, which then LeBron James found a way to mess that up after I think he confronted him that day that the deal was announced at the Laker game. So I then began to read through this article, and apparently these guys are not playing around, man. They got some real, they're about to shake things up a lot with these two shows. And this is the report that we want to get into. But before we get into this report, today's video is brought to you by our sponsor, Game Time. One of the things I love the most is making unforgettable memories with family and friends. And one of the things I hate the most is overpaying for tickets only to find out that there was a better deal out there. That's one of the reasons I started using Game Time. Game Time is the easy go-to app for last-minute tickets to sports, concert, and theater events across 60+ states in the US and Canada. Game Time saves me time, money, and stress by curating only the best deals, so I'm not wasting a whole bunch of time scrolling through overpriced tickets. Game Time Picks is my favorite tool. It highlights the best value seats instantly. No more guesswork, no more wasting time. For example, I'm really looking forward to watching some of these NBA Summer League games. Here's what I like to do. I choose between the cheapest deal, the great deal, or the amazing deal. Once you select the ticket you want, you can use their panoramic seat view to ensure you know exactly what you're getting before you buy. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the app, create an account, and use code CLNS for $20 off your first purchase. Again, create an account and use redeem code CLNS for $20 off. And remember, whenever you support this sponsor, you're supporting this channel. Thank you. Okay, so the article then continues on. It says ESPN's live sports on main channel during daytime hours throughout August. It then continues on. ESPN has made sweeping changes to the schedule for the rest of the month and leading into NFL season. The network's decision has ramifications for top studio shows First Take and the Pat McAfee show. Continues on. First Take will be shorter than usual leading up to NFL season. It then says the Pat McAfee show may make way for live sports, and it comes with ESPN giving live sports priority on the main channel. ESPN this week showing the Little League Baseball World Series. The action begins at 1 p.m. Eastern time on the main channel Monday through Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern time on Thursday. Friday's telecast is not due to begin until 7 p.m. Eastern time. It also says First Take is on the schedule unaffected this week in the usual 10 a.m. Eastern time until midday Eastern time slot. The Pat McAfee show, meanwhile, has seen its runtime on the main channel cut. It is usually on from midday Eastern time until 2 p.m. Eastern time after First Take, but Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday shows are only on the main channel for 1 hour. The 1 p.m. Eastern time until 2 p.m. slot is on ESPN2 on those 3 days, but the show is completely off air Thursday and Friday this week. ESPN has filled the void by moving SportsCenter to the main channel. In its place. The network also has the rights to show the U.S. Open in the United States. The competition begins Sunday, the 24th of August, and runs through Sunday, 7th September. And then the article then goes on to say a few other things. It says, and the Pat McAfee show will be moved to ESPN2 to make way for live tennis. The shows are both due to return to their normal spots in ESPN Together Thursday, September 24th on the 4th. And then it says the NFL season begins that night with the Dallas Cowboys against the Philadelphia Eagles on NBC here. So basically what this report is saying is that these guys are just basically moving these shows around to make space for live sports, which now brings me to something that I want to talk about, which is live sports as it pertains to the NBA. I watch the NBA on League Pass, right? So I watch it on League Pass, and apparently watching live games in the United States is a big issue. I didn't understand what people meant, because I can just turn on League Pass and I can watch every single game no matter what, whether it's on ESPN, TNT, whatever. But when I was in the States recently, I discovered that you can't just watch all the games. Matter of fact, my League Pass wasn't even working. And now what the NBA has done is that all of his live games, as you guys know, they have this new $77 million deal that they signed with these various streaming companies and ESPN and others. What they did was they essentially took all of their inventory, right? So they have 82 games, and they said, okay, Amazon, you get 15 games. ESPN, you get 25 games. Those guys, you get these games. And the other streaming platform, Amazon, you get this. And blah, 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 and then HBO, whatever. All the companies are signed up. And now what is happening is that if you want to watch any given game on any given night, chances are you may need to be subscribed to either one or two or all of these services. I think another one is Peacock or something like that. And this is creating a problem for people, because they're like, wait, I don't want to have 10 subscriptions all over the place, right? So it's surprising to see that ESPN is moving and making all of these changes for live programming, and one of their biggest partners in the NBA, they're essentially shutting out all their fans. So now if you want to watch games, you can't watch it locally. You got to sign up to one of these platforms and all of that. And I think that that's obviously, it's not a mistake because it's going to make them money. But I think it's not good for fans when it's very difficult to gain access to this, to these various games. Now, when I move back to the States, ain't no way I'm going to be subscribing to all of that. I mean, I may do it because of work, right? And I might just write it up as a business expense. But I think it's ridiculous for NBA fans to have to sign up to all of these different platforms just to watch games. But this is the way that they are in the NBA. They want to make money. So what I want to know from you guys, what do you think about this report? Do you think it's a big deal, no deal, whatever you guys think? Please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. We catch you guys on the next show. Peace.